Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's happening? What's popping, everybody? How we feeling? How we doing this evening on this Tuesday evening? I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend, which is typically, the holiday that signals the end of the summer is on the horizon. And I tell y'all this all the time. I love the summer weather. I love the spring weather. So even though I love the holiday, don't get me wrong, it saddens me a little bit to know fall weather is upon us. Getting dark earlier is upon us. So I don't like that at all. Don't like that at all. But hey, that's Mother Nature. That's been going on since the beginning of time, and I presume it will stay like that. Hey, but you never know. But anyway, let's get this show on the road. Welcome in, my friends and family. I appreciate you coming in. Make sure that you do hit that like button for me as well. Thank you very much in advance. I wanted to come in and mainly talk about Mr. Bill Belichik. I watched the game last night. North Carolina versus TCU. And I saw that butt whipping. I want to say the A word, but I think YouTube kind of penalizes you if you start cussing early in your video. So I'll wait a little bit later. But I saw that butt whipping last night and wanted to talk and comment on that. That's really most of what I want to talk about today. Naturally, if y'all want to dig deep more into Falcons related talk, we can do that as well. But it ain't no fun when the dirty bird got to go. It ain't no fun when the dirty bird got to go. Now, a good bit of you, I know very, very well to the point that, we're on each other's social media pages and so forth, and, have communicated by phone or by text, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The reason I say that, because those of you who are on my personal Facebook page and even the Twitter, I've been clowning Bill Belichik, right? I've been clowning him. I've been clowning Bill. I have, because that was a thrashing last night. That was a straight up thrashing last night. And it ain't no fun when the dirty bird got the gun. Now, full transparency here. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. Bill Belichik was, as we all know, the head coach of the New England Patriots on that very eventful day in February 2017 in Houston, Texas, United States of America. For those who may be watching overseas, that was a part of the epic comeback when the New England Patriots came back from that monumental deficit and beat our Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. He was the head coach, so no matter what, he will always hold that spade in his hands. Gotta give him that. I'm gonna keep it funky now. I'm gonna keep it funky. So he always gonna have that trump card that he can lay on the table. Bow! Got y'all. Fair enough. But that Super Bowl did not help him last night against TCU. It didn't help him at all. And before I dig into the game, let me kind of expound on that Super Bowl. Of course, as a Falcons fan, I wish when the three never happened. As y'all know, I wish we'd have held on to the lead, but we didn't, and that has happened. Then we can do about that now. for a little bit of time, or a somewhat significant amount of time, right after that Super Bowl, those 28-3 jokes. I won't say they used to hurt me, because then I'm being a little too dramatic. If I say hurt me, but they were kind of they were little gut punches, like, dang, dang. And as time passed by, they became somewhat funny to me. I learned to laugh at it. After a couple of years, I learned to laugh at it. So when people hit me with a 23 joke or reference, I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, it happened. We got to stand on it. So we got to stand on it. Now I'm gonna go a little off track here. Like me being an Atlanta Braves fan and a Georgia Bulldogs fan, I kind of like to convince myself that maybe the Falcons was just a Georgia sports team sacrifice. And the sports guy said, look, Falcons, we're going to sacrifice y'all for the good of the Bulldogs to go back to back after 40 years. After the Atlanta Braves, can win another World Series for the first time since 1995, almost 30 years. And those championships came like that. Bow, 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 bow. So the Braves won theirs, and then the Bulldogs went back to back. I'm like, you know what? That 28-3 don't hurt that bad no more. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I want the Falcons to win the Super Bowl. But you know what? Watching Georgia go back to back, man. Whew. Then watching the Braves do their thing. Woo. 28-3 didn't hurt as much anymore. It's like, hey, yeah, that's a funny joke. That's funny. I've seen some very creative stuff. Every year on March the 28th, I know it's coming. Hey, it's coming. It's 28-3 day. It's coming. Them jokes coming. Go ahead and line them up. I'm ready for them. I've seen some funny ones, some very creative ones. I'll even go back to one of the more creative ones that actually made me laugh, and I just, hey, boy, that's a good one right there. That's a good one. Before Tom Brady retired, I think at this time he had started playing with Tampa Bay, and he used to do like he used to do like a weekly segment on his Instagram, I guess, with his like inspirational or rah-rah type of videos he would drop. And he did one week, and that SOB just so happens to do it at 3:28 p.m. And he made sure that you could see in the background on the clock. I think there was a clock on a computer to another monitor in the background. You could see 3:28. And he had like this grin on his face. He didn't mention the Super Bowl, but if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But that's how Tom Brady is. Tom Brady, extremely clever, quick-witted. And I think some of that helped him become the NFL quarterback that he eventually became. But that was a good one, Tom. I said that SOB, boy, goodness. He done recorded this so everybody can see the time is 3:28. So that was a nice little jab. But that was years ago. Brady has been retired a few years now. This is when he started playing with Tampa. So that's been years ago. Now, I've seen the Patriots, and hey, the Patriots supposed to do that as a team. They've dropped their 28-3 jokes on us, and so forth and so on. Now, I will say, Bill Belichik, Bill has always been, up until recently, I'll say, Bill has always been like the consummate professional. You carry yourself when you win, you carry yourself when you lose, the same exact way. So that has never been in Bill's personality, like to gloat and shine on teams or whatever. He's always carried himself like, hey man, it's just another championship. Let's go win another one. Y'all know how Bill Belichick has always been. That's never been that's never been his thing to brag and troll. Like, it's like Bill has, to me, he's always kind of carried himself like, yeah, let the young folks do that stuff. I ain't into none of that. Let the youngsters do that. I got a job to do. I need to stay focused. Up until recently, And that's some of the reason I'm here right now. Up into recently, as y'all all know, when former Atlanta Falcons head coach Arthur Smith was ceremoniously fired, or I guess unceremoniously fired, at midnight. I know I'm gonna mess up this on at midnight train to Georgia. After the final regular season game for the Falcons, which I believe was in 2023 when they fired him. I might be wrong on here, but anyway, Arthur Blank let him go like midnight. I don't even know if he let him get on the jet. I'm just playing. I'm sure they let him come home with him. But after Arthur Smith was fired, it was time to find a new head coach, of course. And the word on the streets, and also off the streets, hey man, Bill Belichik. Belichick is interested in the Falcons job. Bill Belichick, hey man, that was the talk. We all thought he was a leading candidate. That's, a lot of us Falcons fans thought he was a leading candidate. A lot of NFL experts thought he was a leading candidate as well. And it looked like he's probably going to get the job. You saw Arthur Blank, courting him with the yacht. They went on that yacht and reports came back to us. They had a very long meeting. And I'm thinking to myself, man, Bill about to get a job. So I had kind of got in my mind frame trying to, not even really trying to convince myself, because at the time I didn't necessarily think it was a terrible idea. I even was campaigning for it myself to an extent. For transparency, y'all. I'm always going to put everything out there. To an extent myself, trying to wrap my head around it. Well, hey man, that'll be the ultimate feather in the cap. You beat a team 23 in the Super Bowl, and then you come right back and you win a Super Bowl with that same team. Boy, you the man. You the ultimate sports legend of all legends. I'm trying to make it make sense to myself. And at the end of the day, like I told y'all this before, when it comes to head coaches, I'm not as vocal about head coaching choices and assistants as I am of players. I have my little input or whatever, but hey, whatever the front office gonna do, they're gonna do that with players and coaches. But I just never have been as vocal or as opinionated is probably a better word about the coaching hires as I am the players. My typical attitude would be like, hey, whoever the Falcons hire as head coach, I'll have a little opinion on it, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna get behind whatever coach that be, whether that be Dan Reeves, Jim Moore Jr., Arthur Smith, Raheem Morris, Dan Quinn. I'm gonna get behind him and I'm gonna support him until I'm not supporting him. That's been my thing. You're gonna have my support when you're the head coach of this team or the Falcons until you don't have the support. So hey, I was trying to get myself behind it, and then a curveball was thrown. Now I'm gonna say a knuckleball for my baseball heads. The Falcons didn't throw a curveball; they threw a knuckleball. They threw one of them old school 1992 Tim Wakefield knuckleballs at us. Y'all Braves fan, y'all remember Tim Wakefield and that knuckleball? Ooh, boy, he used to give us hell with that knuckleball, boy. I remember him and Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla, but he used to give us some hell. It was hard beating them. But anyway, let's go back to the Falcons. Let me get off the brakes. They threw a knuckleball. You got that alert on your phone? The Atlanta Falcons have hired Raheem Morris as their new head coach. And I remember getting on my phone like, huh? Raheem? I didn't see this happening. It was definitely not on my short list of candidates that my preference would be. But again, once Falcons make their decision, they make their decision. I'm going to get behind it until I'm no longer behind it. So with that said, obviously, Bill Belichick didn't get a job. And I'm about to land this plane. I know I'm taking the cynic route to get to my point. I know some, hey man, get to the goddamn point, man. Obviously, Bill Belichick didn't get the job. Now, after he didn't get the job, there was a lot of reports that came back, and I won't say from Bill himself, but there were some reports coming back from Bill Belichick's camp, supposedly. And now that we know that it was coming from him and his camp. Bill Belichick is upset. He didn't get the Falcons job. He felt like Arthur Blank misled him. He felt like he had the job. Blah, 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 blah. I know even, and I should have probably pulled up that clip, but even Arthur Blank came out and he said publicly, like, look, we never offered him the job. It was never his job to turn down because he never got we never offered him the job. No, it was not his position to be upset at me or the Falcons or the franchise. We never offered you the job. Hey man, you went through a normal interview process just like everybody else did, and you just didn't get the job. So after he didn't get the job, man, you had all these stuff coming out about Bill Belichick being upset and whatever. Then Bill started. Then that dude, I think his name is Michael Lombardi. He came out and he was obviously Bill's spokesperson. He was obviously his mouthpiece. I hope I'm saying his name right, Michael Lombardi. I think he even works with Bill Belichick now at North Carolina. I hope I'm saying his name right, which I'm probably not. But this was the guy that came out on national TV or one of them network shows, and boy, he lit the Falcons up. He lit our asses up. I mean, he lit us up. He had names for Blank and McKay and basically said the Falcons ain't shit. They ain't gonna never be shit. I mean, he lit us up. You know what? Hey, I took that. I'm like, okay, well, Bill, he's speaking for Bill. Bill got to get that off his chest. I dig it. Hey, your guy said what he said. Now it's time to move on. Not soon after that, then Bill Belichick, he starts to do what I had never seen him do before. Because again, he had always been a consummate professional. He started to troll the Falcons. And that's when a lot changed for me. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I've always been pissed that we didn't win that Super Bowl. But I've never been mad at anybody. I've never been mad at Brady. I've always said I respect Brady's gangster, I respect this gangster. He was doing what he's supposed to do. Was never mad at Belichick. I respect his gangster. He was doing what he's supposed to do. You're supposed to try to win for your team. I mean, I was never mad. Bitter, yeah. Pissed off, yeah. But mad at specific people for doing what they're paid to do? No, not that. The Falcons should have finished their breakfast at the end of the day, which we did not. So I was never mad at Belichick, but once he started going against his normal personality, I would expect something like that from Sean Payton, because that's who Sean Payton always been from day one. Sean Payton always been like, F the Falcons. I don't care if I'm coaching Denver now, still F the Falcons. All right, cool. You expect that from Sean Payton. But Bill Belichick, he started trolling us. The first instance that I can recall that I noticed it, and it was a subtle jab, and I don't even think a lot of people caught on. But it was when they had the NFL honors. When they had the NFL honors, that's when it first stuck out to me. Like, oh, Bill trolling us. When they had the NFL honors, Bill Belichick showed up to the NFL honors doing something he ain't never done before. At least I ain't seen it. He had on all his Super Bowl rings, y'all. He had on every last one of his Super Bowl rings. And I know you probably say, well, Tidy, man, the man was just showing his achievements. Oh, wait, you telling me Bill Belichick can't wear his rings? That's not what I'm saying. He also made it a point to wear the Falcons colors with his Super Bowl ring. All his rings. That's when I knew, like, oh, but Bill trolling us. This man got all his rings out, and he just so happened to have on red and black. You can't see the slacks in this picture, but they had on black slacks, black tie, Falcon red blazer. I said, oh man, Bill trolling us, y'all. Bill trolling us. Bill pissed off. He butthurt. He didn't get the job, so he trolling us. That's what Bill is trolling us right now. You know, that's what he was doing in this NFL honors picture. Bill Belichik was trolling the Falcons. And that was at this past NFL honors. Now, not long after that, Bill continued to troll us. Him and his girlfriend, I think her name is Jordan or Jordan. I assume I'm saying it right. On that day that we spoke about, March 28th, this picture was released. She got on a Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl shirt, or a long sleeve. I guess we'll consider that a sweater. I don't see a hood, so we can't call it a hoodie. But they dropped this on March 28th. Happy 3/28 to those who celebrate. And got Bill Belichik in the background, smiling his ass off. So now I'm on some, now y'all pardon my language, but now I'm on some, man, fuck Belichick shit. Fuck Bill. If you'd have did all this stuff when this stuff first happened, all right, cool, you got us, Bill. Hey, what can I say? Gotta respect it. But Bill is only doing this because this is not Bill's normal personality. But Bill is only doing this, y'all, in my opinion, because he was so butthurt the Falcons didn't hire him. He was just so butthurt that the Falcons did not hire him after he pretty much publicly campaigned for the job, wanted the job, etc., etc., etc. Butthurt. So now here come Bill Belichik, almost 10 years after the Super Bowl been played. Most of all the 28-3 jokes been told and recycled hundreds of thousands of times. Here comes Bill Belichik going against his personality that we've seen with all his NFL coaching years, 30 plus years now. Now he's doing what us younger people do. And I say younger in comparison to him. He's trolling. So now I'm on some, man, fuck Belichick. He just butthurt he didn't get the job now. He butthurt. He ain't got over it. He on some, how dare the Falcons pass me up? I'm Bill Belichick. Not only did they pass me up, they passed me up for Raheem Morris of all coaches. So now he's butthurt. Being a Falcons fan, I'm not gonna say I took that personal because I didn't. I didn't take this trolling personal, but that's my team. You know, Falcons are my team. You know, Falcons are my team. It's like everybody within the Falcons community, you know, all of us fans or whatever. Hey man, we may talk shit on the Falcons from time to time, but that's because we family. But y'all know how it go, man. When non-family start talking about family, it's like, hey, hold on, homeboy. Hold on. And you don't even move like this, Bill. Again, if there was Sean Payne, you expect that for Sean Payne, because that's who Sean Payne been from day one to present. Sean Payne is definitely on some F the Falcons. You know, Sean Payne, he was hired by New Orleans, you know, I think it was the mid-2000s, and he fully embraced that Saints versus Falcon rivalry. So if this was Sean Payne, I get that. That's Payne. He's going to always be on that. But this is not who Bill Belichick has shown himself to be. This is just somebody who is bitter that how dare the Falcons hire Raheem Morris over me. So with all that said, after Bill Belichik in North Carolina got their ass whooped last night, I had fun with it. I did have fun with it. I enjoyed every last second of that ass whoop. But I did. From the start to the finish, I enjoyed every last second of North Carolina getting their ass kicked all up and down that field. I really enjoyed it. I said, "Oh, see, that's what you get for all that damn trolling you goddamn did all season. You spent the whole off season trolling, you and your girlfriend. That's what you get, Bill. All that damn troll." So I had fun. I had fun with it. Now, I gotta be honest. What really surprised me is how many Falcons fans were defending Bill. And I'm like, what we doing? What we doing? What we doing, y'all? Like, why are we what's all this defense going on for Bill Belichick, man? Like, this man spent the whole offseason trolling our team. Like, man, F him. F Bill. You know? And I just couldn't understand it. I mean, I guess to an extent I could understand it, but I really couldn't understand it. And like, don't get me wrong. Excuse me. I understand that Bill is coaching at North Carolina. I understand that it may take some time for him to get that program where he envisions that he can get the program. I understand all that. I understand all of that, you know, and my enjoyment and my own trolling of Bill, which I'm sure he'll never see in a million years, but hey, whatever. I still understand that, you know, I'm not foolish. I'm not ignorant to how certain things work. But you know what? This was on Labor Day, primetime TV. Y'all know how the internet works. You gonna get this smoke. You gonna get these jokes. Y'all know how social media work. We're in the moment. If anybody, I'm not gonna wood, it don't happen. But if that was my Georgia Bulldogs and they got beat by 35 points, they gonna get that smoke. They gonna get them jokes. Me as a Georgia Bulldog fan, I wouldn't have been able to come back and say, "Hey man, well we just won back-to-back national championships, bro. We can't win them all." Man, people have been like, "Bro, fuck that. Y'all just got y'all ass kicked on national TV." It wouldn't matter if somebody was injured or whatever. Y'all know how the internet works. We're in the moment. So all the excuses and concessions for Bill, I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to hear it. I ain't trying. For one, and don't get me wrong. North Carolina was not the odds-on favorite to win, but the point spread was only 3.5. So the quote-unquote experts, or at least the betting experts, thought it would be a relatively close game, and they ended up losing by 35. It could have been a lot worse. I don't know who TCU's head coach is, but if he wanted to be an asshole and put it on Bill, that could have been close to a 50-point game. Margin of difference in terms of win and losses. But beyond that, one, I watched that game. I watched probably 80% of that game. North Carolina got their ass kicked up and down that field. They did not look like they were prepared. Bill Belichick looked like he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Offense looked like complete and utter gutter trash. Defense, the so-called defensive guru. Bro, I felt like my old out of shape surgery knees, bad ACLs, bad MCLs. I felt like I could have got out there and gave them boy 40 yards on 80 carries and 1 touchdown. That was some of the worst defense being played that I've seen. And I'm not trying to over dramatize it, but that go. Well, I wanted to say go back and watch the game, but I I don't want to put nobody through that. But if you watch the game, you can see like, bro, this defense North Carolina got, this is terrible. Bro, they gave up damn near 50 points and 550 total yards. And this is with TCU calling the dogs off. They could have put up 50 plus and had 600 total yards. This is from a defensive guru. Now, did I expect Bill to come in here and just blow through TCU and, blah, blah, blah? I didn't know. I really didn't know. I didn't know much about North Carolina. I didn't know much about TCU. But if North Carolina would have went out there and they'd have won in dominant fashion, I don't think a lot of people would have been surprised. I think more of us are surprised by how bad and ill-prepared North Carolina looked with the supposedly greatest coach of all time. The greatest coach of all time. The boys look horrible. The supposed greatest coach of all time. They look absolutely terrible. So I think that was the biggest surprise on how bad Carolina looked. And hey, again, I get it. It may take a little time, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Bill Belichik is one of the highest paid head coaches in college football. His first year coach in college football. Let me repeat that. Bill Belichik is one of the highest paid coaches in college football. His first year coaching college football. Now, I'm not repeating his first year coaching college football to say that he doesn't have the football knowledge or resume to demand such a salary. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that because no matter what anybody may say or tell you, they did not give Bill that kind of contract, that kind of autonomy over the program to come out there and get their ass thrashed like they did on national TV. North Carolina didn't pay him that kind of money to do that. Bill Belichick is in the top 10 of highest paid college coaches in the NFL. And the margin from top 5, I think he's number 9, but the margin from number 5 to number 10 is right there. I think they all around 10 and change. So, you can slick say he's right there near the top 5. Because it's only a few $1,000s separating 5 from 9. Separating who I think is Coach Prime Dion from Bill. Few $100,000. So you can essentially say they all making the same thing for the most part. But Bill got a $50 million contract. So for everybody who want to give Bill grace, I understand it. I get it. But I promise you, whoever's North Carolina's board of directors, alumni, athletic director, I don't know their protocol. They did not pay him that kind of money to come out week 1 and look absolutely disgusting, to get beat by 35 points, and to have the other team put up 550 total yards. I guarantee that's not what they envisioned when they gave him that kind of money. You don't make a guy a top 10, top 9, one of the highest paid college coaches in college football to get embarrassed week 1. It don't equate. So the kind of money that they gave him, there are some expectations there, which after 1 week of football, they were not met. And another reason is, like, for the Falcons community, is so many people didn't want to give current Falcons head coach Raheem Morris the same grace that people want to give Bill Belichick. And I get it. Belichick has a better resume. I get that part. But you really can't say you got to allow Coach A some time to get his fingerprints on the team, to get his blueprint on the team, and you don't want to give Coach B the same kind of grace, the same kind of concessions. And I've come across Falcons fans who are genuinely pissed off that Belichick lost how he lost. Not because they're North Carolina fans, but because of the strong, and I'm going to use this word again, the strong passion of hate that they have for Raheem Morris. They wanted to be to come and say, you see, I told you we should have hired Belichick. Now, if this is the only game Belichick you lose all year, hey, you know what? Them same people be to come back and say, see, I told you we should have hired Belichick. And it would be warranted. I'm going to be straight up. It would be warranted. But you know what? Once again, this is the internet. We live in the now on the internet. We live in the now. This ain't the 1990s. You know, everything is the now on the net. Just not long ago, we was talking about P. Diddy. When the last time you heard somebody talk about Diddy? That Diddy trial ain't been that long ago. Think about it. When the last time you heard somebody talk about Diddy? That's how the internet works. You know? So, a lot of people were upset that they couldn't use Belichick's success last night to further shit on Raheem Morris. If you want to give Belichick time, hey, man, you got to be able to say, well, you know what? I'm going to give Raheem Morris at least 2 years. You know? I'm going to give him at least 2 years. Say what you say. And I know this is a different league and different players. I get it. You know, again, I ain't foolish. Or at least I ain't real foolish. I'm probably is a little foolish. But I ain't real foolish. But week 1 last year against Pittsburgh, even though it was an ugly game on both sides, unless you like defense, you know, even though it was an ugly game on both sides, the Falcons at least were competitive. Raheem Morris at least had his team competitive. You know, there were not many games that the Falcons were not in last year, especially before Kirk had his situation. Last night, North Carolina got their ass whipped. I'm talking about whip. TCU beat them like we beat TCU in the national title game. TCU whooped on North Carolina like we whooped on TCU in the national title game. TCU came into that game unranked. And I still don't think they ranked. So it ain't like they were expected to be some kind of powerhouse. So again, in all fairness, if you want to give Belichick time, hey, I'm cool with that, man. Like, again, I'm not no idiot when it comes to football. I'm not foolish. I'm not ignorant. I know things take times. A lot of times in football, I understand that part. I understand that. Hey, man, you gotta get your blueprint on the team. You know, you gotta put your ingredients. I was gonna say gumbo, but that's a New Orleans cuisine. You got to get your ingredients in whatever you make it. Your own personal ingredients to cook that dish. Hey, man, you got to, hey, if that's going to be your thing when you defend Belichick, you got to give Raheem Morris the same exact grade. You can't be ready to fire him the day that they announce he's the new head coach. You can't be wanting to fire him after one season he goes 8-9. Which, by the way, is the most wins that we've had since 2017. But anyway, that's another story. So if you're willing to give Belichick grace because this is his first year at Carolina, he had a lot of roster turnover. Carolina ain't no basketball school. All that stuff, cool. But you gotta be willing to give the current head coach of the Falcons the same grace. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's kind of what perturbed me about the situation and the dialogue that I'm hearing. Because I'm seeing people say, well, you got to give Belichick time. And at the same moment, people say, well, get rid of Raheem Morris. Like what? Well, y'all want to give Belichick time, but you don't want to give Morris time? And you know what? Again, full transparency. I'm not no super Raheem Morris fanboy. If I've told y'all plenty of times, head coaches, that's not really what drives me. You know, I don't get too opinionated when it comes to head coaches. So if we start off, I knock on wood, it don't happen. We start off 0-6, 0-5, 2-7, 2-8, and they fire Raheem Morris midway through the year or before the end of the regular season. Good. Let's get somebody else in here who can start winning. Whoever Arthur Blank and crew decides they're going to be, let's get them in here. Let's get somebody in here who can figure out how to get this team to start winning again. I'm not locked into no coach. I'm really not. I'm not locked into no coach. You know, I'm not fanboying over no coach. If Raheem Morris can't get the job done in 2025, get him and Terry Ass out of here pronto. Again, if Raheem Morris can't get the job done in 2025, get him and Terry Ass out of here pronto. But at least give him the same kind of grace, the same type of time, the same type of concessions that you want the guy who been trolling the Falcons all off season. Give him that same kind of, you know, give him the same grace. That's been like my ultimate point to a lot of people. And not everybody. I'm not speaking about everybody because there have been people who just are making good football counterpoints, which I understand and I respect. You know, so this is not, I'm not trying to use a paintbrush to paintbrush everybody. But there are some people who just had that passion of hate for Raheem Morris for whatever reason that may be. Who just want to usher him out the door. And again, if he can't get the job done, he can't get the job done. Bring somebody in here who can get the job done. You know, I ain't no spring chicken. I done seen, and as bad as this Falcons franchise done been since day one, I done seen plenty of coaches come, I done seen plenty of coaches go. And if Raheem can't get it, hasta la vista. Let's get the next guy in here, whoever he may be, and let's find somebody who can get a winning product on the field. But don't sit here and have hour-long debates about giving Belichik grace, and you never were willing to give the current Falcons head coach grace. You know, that's the part that disturbs me. That's the part that kind of gets me amped up a little bit. Because I'm like, man, I done sat here all season, all during the regular season last year, and just watching people just trying to carry Raheem Morris out. Ain't even willing to give a man a shot. Ain't even willing to give a man a chance. All season long. Oh, man, Raheem Morris, we hired a loser. He been a loser. He's a loser. He this and he that. And I don't like his capri pants. And, oh, man, them joints he got on. Oh, man, he always smiling. He always giggling. He always laughing. But Bill Belichick get his ass whooped, and people want, hey, man, well, let's give him grace. You know, let's give him grace. When in reality, Bill Belichick, these last few years, man, they haven't been so kind to Bill. Hey, I get the Super Bowls. Hey, but this is the what have you done for me lately? That's how football works. What have you done for me lately? Them 8 Super Bowl rings he got, the 6 as a head coach, they ain't gonna win no games for him in 2025. Them 18, 19, 20-year-olds that's out there now playing college football against North Carolina, they don't give a damn about the Super Bowl. The coaches on the opposing sidelines, they don't give a damn about how many Super Bowls Bill got. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. Hell, some of the players weren't even born when they were winning them. Some of them cats weren't even thought about yet. Some of them cats' mama hadn't even met the daddy yet. They hadn't even started courting yet. They hadn't even had their first kiss. So you know they don't give a damn about the Super Bowl. So that shit is really meaningless in the grand scheme of things. In 2025, them Super Bowls are meaningless. When Bill officially retires and you start talking about the greatest head coaches and Hall of Fame, okay, yeah, let's bring that back up then. Let's go ahead and bring that. Let's bring that up. Let's bring it up. If he'd have got a head coach job for the Falcons, nobody would have. Those Super Bowls would be meaningless. Those Super Bowls are not going to run on the field, tackle nobody, complete no passes, catch no interceptions, pick up blocking assignments. You know, none of that stuff. None of that stuff. That is a novelty. But it don't win you no games in 2025. It didn't win him no games in 2024 when he was still coaching the NFL. And he's supposed to be this big ass commodity. You have to ask yourself, well, how the hell this guy end up at a basketball school in college? The Falcons were the only coaching vacancy last year. If general managers and owners felt like he was such a hot catch, how this man end up in North Carolina of all places? That's a basketball school. We know Carolina for basketball. That is a basketball. He's not even at a football school. Not only is he not at a football school, he's not even at a football conference. The ACC, they play basketball there. Carolina, Wake Forest, Duke, they play basketball over there. They're not even known as a football conference. So how the hell he end up over there? If he's such hot shit. That's what I be wanting to know. So if you can't even just, you ain't even gotta like Raheem, but hey, at least be fair. At least be fair. If you think Bill deserves some time, well, yeah, Raheem deserves some time too. That's the only thing I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm saying. And I might be wrong, but what I'm seeing from Bill Belichik, this is not the same guy that he was in the NFL when he had so much success. This ain't the same cat, man. You know, I think that I got to put on my old Middle Georgia voice, my old Middle Georgia accent, but I think that young girl got him sprung straight up. I think the young girl got him sprung. She got his head messed up. He don't even move like himself no more. He not even moving like the Bill Belichick of old when he did have all that success. When those rings were coming in and they did matter. He ain't even moving like himself. Not even moving like the same Bill Belichick. And I'm gonna show you an example of him moving different. Let's show you an example. Let's show you an example. Let me mute this. When I say this girl got his head messed up, man, look at it. Let me play this. This not the same cat, bro. This is not the same Bill, y'all. This is not the same ball coach. It's not. Look at this. He got his girl out here pre-game when he's supposed to be working, focused. Bill, why is she on the field, dog? This is pre-game. This ain't the ride to the facility. This ain't the ride from the facility. She is on the field right before a game starts. Why is she there bothering you? Why is she there? Why are you not focused on the task at hand? You worry about her. Why is she here? Why is she there? This is not the same cat. This is not the same cat that was winning the Super Bowl. He don't. She got his head messed up, man. Why is she there? I mean, I can't recall this ever from the old Bill. It's damn near game time, bro. Why is she there? The same focus ain't there. Not the same Bill. And you know what? This may be petty, but I'm gonna introduce it. Look at this. Look at this press conference. Bro, why does this guy have all these balloons up here? What is this? Why are all these balloons up here? This looks like a gender reveal. Is this a baby shower? Is this some young kid's second birthday party? What is that? The old Bill Belichick would have, boy, he would have nutted up. He'd have walked in the press conference and they got all these balloons set up like it's a baby shower in 30 minutes. What is that? That is not the same cat, y'all. I'm telling you, that is not the same Bill. It's not. It's not. Her ass is on the field, and I'm gonna put this on her. This man got a gender reveal and a press. What are these balloons up here for, bro? What is that? The old Bill would have never went for that shit, man. The old Bill would have walked in and saw the man. If y'all don't take that damn shit down, what the hell this is? But the old Bill would have nutted up. But she done put that thing on him and his head messed up. He ain't focused no more. He ain't the same Bill. But this is what we wanted. We'd have had this same clown show in Atlanta. Why is she on the field? I'm just why are these balloons? Bro, what is that? I seen on balloons last night. I'm like, what the fuck is that? This man, I swear, birthday party, gender. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm like, boy. I'm like, he gone, man. He ain't there. He ain't got that same fire and desire. He done softened up, and she running him. She controlling him. This ain't the same guy y'all thought he was. He ain't. He ain't. Again, this is a week one reaction, so I will repeat. If they don't lose another game, hey man, I have to come back and explain that to you. But as of right now, the stuff that I'm seeing, this lady on the field, a play, talking to Bill before a game. Oh boy, what? Do you think Bill would allow his players, girls, on the sideline before a game? Now listen. After game, you done won and you done lost. The clock strikes 0. It's over. Cool. Family, friends come on the field. Hey man, good game. Hey, we'll get them next week. You played well. Hey, you coach well, Bill. You know you can't win them all. Cool. But for a game, bullshit. Shit, man. So miss me with the Bill Belichick talk. You know, once he decided that he was gonna be bitter Bill and start trolling us because he didn't get the job. How dare they hire Raheem Morris over me? Man, I've been on some fuck Bill shit. Fuck Bill. Fuck Bill, man. Fuck Bill. But like I said, y'all see you, boy. In fact, let's see if I didn't listen to it. I just saw these balloons. Let's see if we can play a little bit of this. What was the sense of? Was there a sense of helplessness that you couldn't stop it? That's enough of that. But anyway, that's Bill. Winston say drop the link. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna drop it. Give me a second. Let me find it here. But y'all, that's my take on this Bill Belichick situation, man. That ain't the same guy, y'all. That ain't the same guy. That is not the same guy. That's not the same Bill, man. That is not the same Bill. That's the same Bill by name, but by structure, discipline, focus, attitude, mentality, that's a totally different person. That's a totally different person, bro. And I promise y'all, them cats in North Carolina, the basketball school, they didn't get that man $50 million to go out there and get his ass whooped like that. They didn't get that man that kind of money for that defense to give up 550 yards, total yards last night. They didn't get that man that kind of money to get beat them by 40 points last night on national TV. They did not put Carolina on the Labor Day game prime time, the network to get their ass whooped like they did. I promise you that. I promise you that. So that Bill Belichik, who was running through the NFL and he was the best thing smoking, the best thing since the Alfry, that ain't the same dude. I promise you that. That is not the same. This is not the same cat. He done went soft. She done put that thing on and mess his whole structure up when it comes to coaching, bro. Bill Belichick might he best thing he probably could have did just go and retire, man, and spend that money and spend time with your lady, man. Travel the world, bro. It's time to travel the world, bro. Cause this cat is not the cat that was running through the NFL, whooping everything in sight. That ain't the same cat. This man got gender reveal balloons. What is that? That's so un-Belichick. Boy, if I even seen a high school coach do that, I'm like, bro, what you doing? Take them balloons down. What is that? That's not football. We don't do that in football, bro. When cats win championships and Super Bowl, they don't even have balloons up there. What are you doing? You know? When you win championships in football, you bring out the cigars and the champagne. What are you doing? We don't bring out balloons in football. What are you doing? Bro. What are you doing? Football and balloons, they don't go together. That's for baby showers. That's for little Larry, little Mike, little Daniel 2-year-old birthday party. You bring out the balloons for them. Football? Oh, hell no. What is we doing? Oh. I had to get to that, man. I had to get that out. But I'm going to stay on here like probably another 15, 20 minutes. So if anybody want to come on, I drop the link. You know, click the link, I'll bring you up. Also, we got Brandon Dorless. You know, y'all, we've been talking about him. I'm not saying we as on this channel, but a lot of people who do Falcons content and people who cover the Falcons, they've been talking about Brandon Dorless. He had a great preseason. The Falcons released their official depth chart today, and he's going to be starting alongside David Amumata. So I'm excited for him, and I hope he comes out here week one and shows everybody why he got started, because he had a fantastic camp. Gonna bring Winston on. What's going on, Winston? How you doing, bro?
What's happening, bro?
Feeling, brother.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. And I ain't had nothing to drink, bro.
Oh, man.
I'm feeling good.
Man. What's up with your boy Bill, man?
What's up with who?
Your boy Bill.
Who? Oh, you talking about Belichick?
Yeah. Billy Bob Belichick.
Man, as I've been saying, man, fuck Bill. Bill got on my bad side when he did all the unnecessary trolling, bro. I ain't standing over Bill, man.
That's the worst part about it, though. Cause like he literally said that and was nitpicking at it. He was picking at us ever since we turned him down for the job. Picking at us. Then he go to North Carolina. He got all these stipulations that his girl sat there and negotiated for him. Yeah, I'm getting X amount of dollars. I'm getting X amount of per diem. Woo. All emails she has to be CC'd into. And then she out here on the field. What she know about football?
Exactly. Why is she on the field?
You know what it look like? You know when people go overseas, or first and foremost, thank everyone that prior been in the armed forces and currently in the armed forces. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all to the utmost. But it looked like one of those, like when somebody come back from a tour.
Yeah.
And they little brother playing football or whatever, and they came back early and the family didn't know about it, and I'm gonna surprise them at the game. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's exactly what it looked like.
You're right. That is what it looked like. That's a great example, bro. That's exactly what it looked like.
Buffalo Bill, man, on some other than. Then she come up, tap him on the arm, whatever. He say, hold on, baby, hold on, give it a second. They about to run through the little tape, through the little banner. Then you can go on out there and surprise them.
Right.
All right. Like, yo, this is a circus. This is a circus show, and it's worse because like UNC is a prestigious school. It is known for having greats come out of it, and this circus is going on down in North Carolina.
Winston, you just said the key. They known for having greats, bro. Just to add a little bit to my rant, then I shut up. But you really do we really think that they brought out Michael Jordan, Lawrence Taylor, all them greats, like you said, to get their ass kicked like that on national team?
They have Roy Williams.
I forgot about
Roy
him.
Williams was there.
Moss,
And for those that don't know, Roy Williams is arguably the best college basketball, men's college basketball coach of all time. And I'm not even a UNC fan, but I respect what he's done. You got Jordan and Roy Williams sitting there together. Lawrence Taylor's in the stand. They literally build the game as L versus T. Because LaDainian Thompson went to TCU. So that was the L, and then you got Lawrence Taylor, the T. They built it as the LT game.
right.
And you mean to sit there and tell me that this farce was the only game on? And Bill Belichik is the Super Bowl winning, the highest Super Bowl winningest coach of all time. And this what y'all put on Monday? Man, I would have went in. At halftime, y'all should have went in that jump. Said y'all got food poisoning and forfeited the game. Because as soon as they came out of halftime, TCU took in house the kickoff. That was the very first play out of halftime. TCU house the kickoff. I took in another jump. I cut the game off. I already know how that's gonna go. I really knew how it was gonna go. Yes, sir. Oh man, that John look almost as bad as Texas. That John look almost. Hey, coach, you there? That John look almost as bad as Texas on Saturday. But you know that's for another segment.
I was saying at least Texas. I think I had my mute on. At least Texas was competitive. They only lost by a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ask coach what they lost by.
There, but yeah, I think they're better.
Who did that sound like? Red.
Oh
John,
no! That was the car changing over from the radio in the car to the phone or whatever. Hey, woo! I can't participate in this Belichick piling on y'all doing around here. Now, Toddy. Now, okay, I'm gonna hit it from those people who don't want to give Raheem a chance, but are trying to give Bill Belichick a chance. See, I'm gonna hit it from that angle right there.
Okay, let's go.
Now, what the heck wrong with y'all, Falcons fans? What's wrong with y'all? Those of you who want to lambaste Raheem Morris for his first year, but want to give Bill Belichick all these passes and stuff, and this is game one. Now, y'all know that's not right. Y'all know that's not fair. You know that's not right or fair because, I'm looking at what Belichick did his very first year in New England. He went 5-11 his first year in New England, and he's starting out 0-1 here. Your head coach of the Falcons, what was our record? 8-9, or what was it now?
8-9.
And he had a quarterback that he paid a lot of money to that lied to him, that got hurt. And if you don't have a quarterback, which is what it was that he said, there was a difference between him winning and losing, or the team winning and losing the previous year, and he doesn't have a quarterback, what the heck do you expect for the man to do? See, now, ladies and gentlemen, just because a person shows his teeth all the time don't mean he's smiling. Ask your local snake. See, come on, y'all. Come on. Because, see, now, I'm definitely getting ready to get on here after you wrap up, Tidy, and deal with that particular angle of the situation. I'm definitely going to deal with that particular angle of the situation because, see, I've been catching the devil just, supporting the man or just trying to see both sides of the coin. Now, that might be my fatal flaw of trying to do so, but, it's just not right. It just isn't fair because, see, I always tell people, I give head coaches a year. No matter what situation they come into, no matter what, how the team is stacked, how bad the team is, whatever, I give them a year. Now, that doesn't preclude me from criticizing certain things that they do in that year. Man, that was dumb. Or why did you do that? Why did you pick this person? Because I was on Arthur Smith's head about picking Kyle Pitts. All right. And I'm on Raheem's head about that timeout. Okay. I'm on both of them. I'm an equal opportunity offender. Because it's about the logo, not about the coach, not about the team. It's about that big black bird. Okay? It's about that big black bird. And the thing is that, I don't care if the Braves win 5 more World Series. I don't even care if Atlanta United win some more games. The Hawks and the Falcons need to win their first. Y'all been around here too long, not with an empty trophy case. Okay? Y'all got banners hanging up there that are as worthless as draws on a clothesline in your arenas. Those banners are worthless. I want the one that nobody has for that fiscal year hanging up there. And I can look up there and say, we were the best in 2024, 2021, 2028, whatever it is. That's what I'm looking for in both of those arenas, in State Farm Arena and down there at that dome. So that's where I am with this. And one thing, people, I got to say it again because I said it when we were considering Bill. When we were considering Bill as a head coach, you had the most qualified applicant in the history of the National Football League applying for a job in your spot. Came to you. Now, we just going to see how this turns out with Raheem Morris. We're going to see how this thing turns out with Bill Belichik. Hey, don't make the judgment too quickly, ladies and gentlemen, as to who did what or whatever. Because, see, now, this is year 2 for Raheem. This is game 1 for Bill. And that's all I got to say about that.
Well said, John. We're going to go to David and Coach.
Okay. Here's my thing about Belichick, okay? For all you Belichick fans out there, 11 years, okay? We know about the 20 years that he had with Tom Brady, 6 Super Bowl rings, okay. But the 11 years without Tom Brady as his quarterback, he has 3 winning seasons, 2 playoff appearances. 3 winning seasons, 2 playoff appearances, people. In 11 years without Tom Brady as his quarterback. And like you said earlier, Titus, that we were not the only vacancy the year he was applied, there were 7 of them. There were 7 other vacancies. And the only other thing I heard about Belichik was a 15-minute call with Washington where they eventually said, no, thank you, and hired the guy. And not only that, they hired the guy that he beat 28, that he beat in that debacle. And that's the only way I can describe that day. So now I did make the point of, it takes 3 years to build a program at North Carolina, but that's the only point I was making. But that's the only thing I was making. And we're gonna see how it goes, because this is my thing. When he left the Patriots, the consensus around the league was they were the least talented team in the league. That was the consensus around the league amongst everyone. So everybody right now, you can please get off Raheem Morris, because we did win 8 games last year. He made some. I didn't like. I'm always gonna say he should have called that timeout, but that's whatever. Okay, this over with now. We are on to 25. But Belichick was not perfect, is not perfect, and them balloons. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I was just thinking about them balloons.
Hey, what was that?
Them balloons look like an entrance to somebody's prom.
Right. That where you gonna take the prom pictures at. You know,
exactly. His girlfriend is 24 though.
When I first
Hey, Tidy, put that picture back up. Put that picture back up right quick. Because I think they were in the hospital.
No, they probably was at the senior citizen home. So portraying as a head coach. It was dress up day.
Now what is that? UNC Health back there?
That's the hospital down there in UNC.
That's what I thought. I thought that was a hospital, because I was looking back when Tyler was talking about it. I was looking at the background, and man, they at the hospital. They trying to brighten stuff up. That was after
they ain't at the hospital.
Yeah,
the hospital contribute to the university.
But what is that UNC? What is that UNC Health in the little small letters back there?
It's the same thing that we got down here at VCU. See, VCU, VCU Rams, which is the basketball team, and the college is the Ram Hill. MCV give they
contribute.
Yeah, they contribute. They donated stuff to it, and then
where is
dentistry schools there. He's at UNC. That's at UNC.
It says here that he was inside the Keenan Football Center in Chapel Hill, so he was in a football facility.
Oh, so I wonder why they had all that. Yeah, with them balloons.
They're probably their sponsor, John.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was looking at all that back there. I thought he was in the doggone hospital.
It looked like it. Hey, look like he about to come home. Hey, that's what the nurses set up for y'all. You going home today? Hey, let's have some ice cream and cake.
Gracious alive. How the mighty have fallen.
What you saying? Boy.
Woo!
Coach, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, go ahead, Coach. What you got?
I don't know, man. I really don't. So for me, as a starch, let me respond to the two gentlemen that went before me. As a staunch, non-support. I ain't gonna say I'm not a non-supporter, but as a person who doesn't really like Raheem. I will say this first and foremost. There will never be a person, player, coach, bottle boy, ball boy, nobody associated with this team and who will be safe from my wrath or my critique. So I'm not going to subscribe to leaving nobody alone. If I feel they're not holding up to par with my expectations, I'm going to give them the smoke. But as far as Raheem, though, and someone who doesn't like him, well, I take that back. I don't dislike him. I don't like him as our coach. That came after a year of seeing him. Now, as far as Bill, this is just game one. Do I think he can do it? I don't know. Did I want him to be our coach? I sure did. If he was our coach, and the same issues I had with Raheem, I had with Bill after a year, I would still say the same thing. I don't know. I just think it's way too early to really give all the smoke, because when you do that, you open up yourself for, first game MPJ go out there and he absolutely stink it up. Now you set the precedent that, okay, well, this person had a game and stunk up, so we completely shredded him. So it's okay to go ahead and completely shred this person, and then we'll have to defend MPJ. Oh, it's his, what is this? His fifth game starting. So yada yada. Fourth game starting. Okay, so on and so forth. So I feel like you kind of. But I get your smoke though, because him and this lady was trolling us, pretty hard, and for your first showing after trolling us to get trounced like that, you deserve all the smoke. You deserve, what you get. But outside of that, I think it's a bit premature to really critique him. For sure. Yeah, that's why I get it. My main thing is, me, Toddy. There's nobody who is immune from getting the smoke. I bang on the damn printer lady at the damn Falcon complex, and she miss a period. It don't matter who it is. If they're associated with the Falcons and I feel like they messing up, I'm gonna give them the smoke. So, that's just why I'm at with it.
Oh, Coach, trust me, I definitely know. And just for the record, I'm not making an assessment of him for the season, because I totally understand. Like I was saying in the live, like, hey, this may be the only game they lose. But until that happens,
I know you not. I'm speaking for those who gonna take that and run with it. Is what I'm saying. I know you made that caveat that, hey, he could still win the whole game. And again, honest, you're giving him the smoke really because of the trolling. I think that's more really the reason you give him the smoke.
Yes.
Again, which I understand. Like I totally get that. I'm saying, to give him this washed title, I feel like it's extremely premature, because on the flip side of that coin, they said the same thing about Andy Reid. They said the same thing about Gruden. It just takes a certain quarterback that you actually get that boost you back up to prominence. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I can't give him the smoke yet. I did want him to be here at the Falcons. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah, a good point, Coach. And I was, like I said earlier, when I first started this, like, I was in the same boat. Like when they first like he was gonna get a job, I was like, okay, well, let's make this make sense. And my attitude just changed after the trolling. It's like, bro, you taking this too far. But I've already said that. But John, you was gonna come on. You was about to go on?
Oh, it'll be a little while, but let me see. It's 20 minutes to 8. Yeah, because I was gonna come on here on here, but it'll probably be about an hour or something. You know, we got time. We got time. Cause see, the more we talk about it, the more I'm gonna have to talk about.
I got you.
John, you in motion right now, or you headed to the crib?
I'm headed to the crib. I'm headed to the crib. Well, I am in motion headed to the crib. Both of them. Both of them.
Let
You
me
know.
know if you touch down. We
Okay.
get it, John.
All right,
Cause
so
go ahead, Ty.
no,
I'm
you go
sorry.
ahead, John. My apologies.
And something else I wanted to tell, at least bring up. Everybody, when I look at this situation and listen to the disqualification of Bill Belichick, a lot of people, the first go-to, he ain't nothing without Brady. Okay, now, that's true. He's not. Who is Andy Reid without Patrick Mahomes?
John, let
That's
me interrupt.
that's that's
Listen, John,
what I always
Who
bring up.
you know,
let me
Hold
step
on.
in for a minute.
and see, hey, Tyler, do we have time to do this? Cause see, I knew I was going.
Let me step
Go,
in for a
go
minute,
ahead.
John.
Go ahead.
Let me
Can
step
y'all
in
hear
for a
Hey,
me?
go
minute,
ahead,
John.
Dave. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead,
Go
Dave.
ahead, Dave. I'll go after you, Dave. Go ahead.
Andy Reid took a B quarterback to the Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
Andy Reid took a B quarterback to the Super Bowl. Andy
Okay. Yeah,
Reid
you're right.
had a winning record with a B quarterback.
You're right.
Bill Belichick does not.
Now,
And if you want another example, let me give you another example.
okay.
Mike Tomlin has a winning record since Big Ben retired.
Who that now? Tomlin.
Mike
Tomlin. Okay.
Tomlin has a winning record since Big Ben retired.
Okay. You're right. You're right. Now, the point I was going to bring out, and what you're saying is absolutely true. But how many rings do these folk have with those winning records? Because see, what makes Bill Belichick is the rings.
John, let me
Now,
give you this.
he
Oh,
picked
no, go
that
ahead.
one quarterback. He picked that one quarterback that one time. And look, built a legacy up there. Got 6 Super Bowl rings with that one quarterback. Okay, now there is something to be said as a head coach riding herd on a group of men and either maintaining a level of perfection or a level of proficiency. Then there's something else to be said about a person who comes, gets Super Bowls, loses, then comes back, get another Super Bowl. It's a situation where you can be great both ways in the eyes of the public, in the eyes of the NFL, in the eyes of the fans and your peers. The thing about Bill Belichick, that, I got to give the devil his due. This man, albeit in a weak division, this man went to the Super Bowl, and out of the 8 times that he went, he won 6 of them. Okay, he won 6 of them with that same quarterback. Now, if you got a quarterback that's going to win Super Bowls like that, do you really need to rebuild and come back and rebuild the program all the time when you got this, when that first stroke that you made was the winning stroke? See, that's the thing. Yes, you're absolutely right. Up until this point right now, Bill Belichick could not win without Tom Brady. You're right.
Oh, John, you're wrong. You're wrong because Bill Belichick already won the Super Bowl with his defense before then.
No,
See,
no,
Bill, Bill
when?
Not as a head coach.
he
Not as
won
a head coach.
he won a ring with he won a ring at the
Cleveland
Giants.
or
No,
Giants?
it was the Giants. He was the Giants defensive coordinator with the same defense that he brought over to
New
New
England.
England. Now,
Okay, okay,
so
but see, that's the
when we go
thing.
comparison wise, here's a better comparison for you. All right. Now, all right, let's remember, Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback in New England, and he got hurt.
Right?
What he messed up his arm?
No, he
No,
got
no, that aortic.
shellacked.
No, Mo Lewis, he got
It was
that
his
aortic
arm or
valve.
his leg that had put him out. That's how Brady got in. All right. Now, so the system was already in place. It's the exact same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan wasn't winning nothing until the system got in place. When the system got in place, he's a product of the system. And then now the difference is Tom
Oh man, Winston.
doing offense.
You broke up.
Okay.
Phil
Broke up
Jackson.
Hey, Winston, go back over that
Tom,
again because
what I was
we
sa-
couldn't hear
He
you.
broke up some.
all right. What I was saying was this. All right. Let's look at the Bulls. Look at Chicago. All right. Phil Jackson came to Chicago. Ted Winters created the triangle offense. All right. Now, Jordan wasn't winning anything before Phil Jackson got there. Can we agree on that? Phil got there, Scotty got there, then Jordan started reeling off championship. Okay. So now, then the age-old discussion comes: is it the coach or is it the player? All right. Phil takes the exact same system, goes to LA, do the exact same thing. In that situation, it's the coach. In this situation, it was the player that made that coach's system come to life. See what I'm saying?
Okay, now the difference, what I'm saying, who picked him? Who picked Tom Brady?
John, in the 6th round, come on, he wasn't expecting much out of him.
Dave, you're absolutely right. You're
I
absolutely right, Dave.
I don't think
But
Bill Belichick had GM powers then.
No.
matter
See,
of
That
fact,
was like Bill. That was like
see,
Bill, like first or
I
second year.
think Piola was in charge of the draft then.
yeah, Piola was in charge of the draft. But who gets the ride along? Like the Navy said, a rising tide floats all boats. So
True.
whether it was by accident or whether it was by design, because Dave, you're absolutely right. When nobody envisioned Tom Brady being Tom Brady when they picked him. Okay, nobody envisioned that. But you still got to give that man credit for at least agreeing with the general manager if Pioli picked him, because Bill Belichick, he might not have had the power that he had at the end of his tenure, that he had at the beginning of the tenure, but he was there. And a lot of times, that's the way things happen.
John, I think what you got me wrong, John, is I'm not trying to take any credit away from Bill Belichick.
Oh, okay, no.
He's done what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't, and those six Super Bowl rings, those two as a coordinator, they will never go away. They are etched in stone in history.
They on his resume.
They are on his resume.
Mm-hmm.
But what's also on his resume is those losing seasons.
Oh yeah.
When he first became a head coach.
Right.
Those 5 years he had with the Patriots without Tom Brady. We cannot forget that.
Oh,
that
no.
That cannot be left off.
You absolutely right. But
he had
now the thing about it is that the shadow of those rings and the shadow of those Lombardi trophies completely cover up all of that. They completely cover that. Don't man look.
For now, for now.
If I'm not mistaken, though, John, he only had 3. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he only had 3 losing seasons after Tom Brady before he was fired. Not
I
5.
think so. I think so. Because see, the thing is, all of your great dynasties, they drop down into the basement. Dallas, San Francisco, the Giants,
True.
all of those dynasties, once all of the players are gone and you really have to truly rebuild, they drop down in the basement and then they reemerge because San Francisco just got back a few years ago. Because you remember San Francisco in the 80s, Dallas in the 90s, they were ruling the roost.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the NFC championship was more important than the Super Bowl because it was almost a foregone conclusion that the winner of the NFC championship game was going to kill whoever came from the AFC.
Got that
You know,
For a very long time.
and now
For a
the
very
flip
long time.
yeah.
Now
And
the
that, what was that,
flip-flop.
15, 17 years straight,
Yeah,
the
for a
NFC
very
was
long
killing
time.
everybody.
It was something like that.
For a very long time.
No, I mean, no matter who came from over here, whether it was Washington,
from the mid '80s until Denver won that championship in '96.
yeah.
Or was it '97? '97 when Denver won that championship.
Yeah. So thing is about right now, anybody can win the Super Bowl now. I mean now any AFC, NFC, whatever, somebody can come out of the doggone, just kick all the dirt off the grave and walk like a zombie and become a Super Bowl winner. You know, oh man, them doggone LA Chargers, man, them joke about to win the Super Bowl, and you'll never see it. You just never know. So that's why I say what I'm saying about Bill Belichik. That's what I'm saying about Bill Belichick. Look, the most man, like you said, Dave, you didn't expect it. 6th round pick,
Nope.
taking over for Drew Bledsoe, because matter of fact, didn't Parcells? That's right. Parcells took them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, plus
With Drew Bledsoe, didn't they?
Yeah.
96, yeah, they got beat by Green Bay.
Like a year or two before.
Yeah. Before that. And then he quit, and then they made the playoffs the very next year with Pete Carroll.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and man, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There are some people now, Dave. I'm not saying that you were discrediting Bill Belichick. No, and I'm not saying that for anybody on the panel. But there are some people in the comments. There are some people in the group. Bill Belichick, he ain't know without Tom Brady. Man, look, you right, y'all right. But if you look at every quarterback, head coach, offensive coordinator combo that's been to the Super Bowl, if you don't win that Super Bowl, if you don't have a winning season, you're going to say the coach trash because the quarterback was trash. Okay?
No, you can't really say that because, like, I mean, all right.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about them.
No, I'm just saying, like, all right, so let's go back to 2015 when Carolina went to the Super Bowl. What was the most pivotal point of their entire Super Bowl?
When Cam didn't jump on that fumble.
Case in point.
Yeah.
Case in point. And then Riverboat Ron still went on to Washington. He went to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Had he had decent success. He didn't get back to where he was at. But I mean, like the way things are structured now, the NFL is starting to be structured more like the NBA. It's hard to build a dynasty. You had to when you have it, once you done put it together, you got to strike when the iron's hot. Go get yours now. Go get yours now, and then let the chips fall wherever the chips fall. And the first instance of that happening was the Rams Super Bowl win. The Rams took and overloaded took and brought in all these free agents, Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd, all them boys. They brought all them boys in and loaded up on the defense and said, "All right, we going for it now." Y'all remember when before that season started, everybody was like, "Oh, the Rams, man, they some dumbasses. They the more away like they nixed 3 first-round picks, da 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 da." And the Rams walk away with the Super Bowl win that year. I'd rather have that Super Bowl win than those 3 first-round picks. You got to like this the way the league is structured now. You have to strike while the iron's hot because it's hard to actually open up a Super Bowl window when you're a contender every year. It's hard to open that up, but the chance of you getting all the pieces together and getting them to cohese for a season is greater than what it is to build an actual window, because it's too many variables that could end up happening. You could start building towards a Super Bowl window, and the quarterback end up going down. But it was a make or break year for the coach. So now the coach got fired. Now you got a whole new staff coming in. All right. So now what? Now what do you do? Are you still building towards the window, or are you molding the team towards their head coach preference? See, like it's the same thing with like Oakland. I mean not Oakland. OKC in the NBA. OKC has the greatest chance of a window being open than any other team in the league, because all their star talent are young. But on top of it, they locked in their top 3. All them boys got an ascension this offseason. Shea, Dort, and Williams. All 3 of them got an ascension this offseason, which almost totaled. I want to say they total $1 billion, or they close to $1 billion. It's one of them in total contract, but it locked in their foundation. That's how you open up a window. But I mean, like Brady is the perfect case of right place, right time. Because if you remember when he first was going to the Super Bowl, Brady wasn't putting up astronomical numbers. He won't.
He was a game manager.
He was a game manager. He was doing like 130 some yards a game, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That what Brady was doing. But everyone, when they needed that clutch play, he got that play done. That's where Brady's legacy began. And then when he got more and more comfortable in the Super Bowl, that's when he started putting up those 300-something yards, 400-something yards, 500-something yard game.
One thing about Tom, I will give him credit for, like, he just knows how to win. Some athletes, they just know how to win. If that means I throw for 180 in a game, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, or if I throw for 480 in a game, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Some players, they just know how to win. They know what it takes to win. And I think that's one thing about Tom Brady that made him so special, is he knew.
Sorry to interrupt you, fellas. I'm gonna have to go because my phone about to die here. So this was a good talk, fellas, and I'll catch y'all on the other side.
Yeah, well, Dave,
yes,
appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Low battery.
Yep. Low
Yeah, but I think that was special about Tom. But with that said, man, John, I'm gonna I'll go ahead and check out, man, and then that way, we'll have something to discuss when you go here in just a moment.
All right. Let me see. Yeah. I'll fire up my channel or whatever. Cause see, thing is, I got to figure out how to hook up and go through BirdGang. But at any rate, I'll just come through. I just put it on my channel.
All right. So everybody that's still watching, y'all make sure to check out the eye test here. When you going on, John? Any estimated time? What you think?
Let me see. It's 8 o'clock now. 9.
All right. So y'all make sure to check us out at the eye test here in exactly 1 hour. We'll be on live at 9. Continue this conversation. I'm sure to talk about some other things. So, get you something to eat, get something to drink, and then log on to the eye test in about an hour. Until then, we gone. I'll see y'all on the next live, y'all.
Bye bye.
Hey.
Peace.